A man traveling through space suddenly realizes his spaceship still has 90 years to reach home. Everyone else remains in deep sleep, but he woke up early for no reason. Fearing he'll die alone on the ship, he rushes back to his pod to sleep again. But no matter how long he waits, nothing happens. Even worse, oxygen starts leaking fast. Struggling for air, he desperately tries to open the pod door. It won't budge. At the last second, a system fault triggers, and the pod door flies open. He escapes death by a hair. Without hesitation, Jim rushes to the communication room to send a distress signal to Earth. The AI tells him the signal will take 19 years to reach Earth, and a reply will take at least 55 years. Jim knows something's very wrong. He heads to the control room for help, but he's denied entry due to insufficient clearance. Looking through the window, he sees the crew still sleeping, refusing to give up. Jim grabs a hammer and tries to break in. The control room door is too strong. Not even welding leaves a scratch. After trying everything, he still can't open it. Desperate and wandering aimlessly, Jim spots a figure at the bar across the hall. Excited, he approaches, only to realize it's a robot bartender. Jim falls into deep despair. He accepts he'll die alone, but refuses to waste his remaining time. Since he can't sleep, he decides to live fully. He breaks into the presidential suite, claiming the top billionaire's room. He uses all the entertainment facilities freely, and indulges in gourmet meals at the finest restaurant. But this wild lifestyle lasts only a year. Jim becomes a broken man. His moods spiral out of control. Long-term isolation drives him to drunken despair. He often complains about his fate. Why is he awake while everyone else sleeps? During one outburst, Jim discovers a hidden room behind the sleep area. Inside are two spacesuits, guided by the AI. Jim suits up. Using magnetic boots, he presses a red button and hooks a safety rope. He reaches the ship's edge, and for the first time, sees the vast universe without obstruction. After taking in the endless dark, he activates the boots again and drifts into deep space. Overwhelmed by the beauty and emptiness, Jim sheds tears. Compared to the glowing stars, his life feels smaller than a speck of dust. He sees no hope for the future. The endless loneliness tempts him to give up. Better to dissolve into space dust than wait in despair. A simple press of the red button would release him unprotected into the void, ending his painful life instantly. But after long hesitation, fear of death wins over loneliness. This moment of hesitation leads to a chance encounter. When Jim turns around, he sees a beautiful woman who steals his heart. Her presence reignites his hope, changing the fate of 5,000 sleeping passengers. Jim becomes attached to her videos, smiling foolishly while watching. As he learns more about her, a dangerous thought grows. What if he wakes her up? It would end his loneliness, but destroy her life forever. Jim struggles with this moral dilemma. He even asks Robot Arthur for advice. Unable to bear solitude, Jim finally decides to act. He cleans up his appearance, shaving and tidying his hair. Though still conflicted inside, he takes tools to her sleep pod. From the moment he glanced back at her, Pandora's box was opened. Watching her awaken, his hope turns to fear. He knows what he's doing is a murder without death. Before she fully wakes, he rushes back to his room. He's cowardly, choosing not to end his own life, but ready to destroy a stranger's future. His emotions are tangled, but the damage is done. Unable to turn back, he sneaks into the ship's hall, pretending to meet her by chance. He calls out to the confused woman. She is Aurora. Jim explains the ship has 89 years left to reach home. Aurora cannot accept this. She frantically searches for her sleep pod to return. Jim stops her, delivering a crushing truth. Hibernation pods are one-time use. Once awake, they cannot be put back to sleep. Aurora breaks down. Like Jim before, she lashes out, banging on the cockpit door. It's useless. Over a year of solitude has already proven no escape. After days of struggle, Aurora accepts her fate. She bonds with Jim, sharing their painful stories, though companionship eases the loneliness. Thinking of the endless voyage still weighs heavy. The rescued Jim tells Robot Arthur never to reveal the truth to Aurora. He hopes Arthur will keep the secret, but robots aren't human. Aurora will learn the full truth sooner or later. Unaware of this, Aurora grows used to ship life with Jim. They dance in the ship's lounge and spend time at Arthur's bar. With her by his side, Jim no longer feels alone. His past misfortunes seem far away. Aurora grows to like Jim, the man who ended her sleep. She happily accepts his dates. When they walk in spacesuits through space, Aurora finally lets go of her past. She stops blaming fate and falls completely for Jim. They share a brief happiness, but secrets cannot stay hidden. Just as Aurora decides to spend her life with Jim, she discovers a truth that shatters her world.